Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at another key task type in IELTS Writing Task 1, the table essay. Tables might look a little intimidating at first, lots of numbers, lots of rows and columns, but don't worry. Once you know how to read them and what to focus on, they're actually very straightforward to write about, and today I'm going to show you exactly how. Let's dive in. As always, we follow the same 5 basic steps for every writing task 1 question. The first one, analyze the question. The second, identify the main features. Write an introduction, write an overview. And the last one, write the details, paragraphs. You'll notice this is the same structure we use for line graphs and pie charts. That's intentional. Once you master the formula, you can apply it to any task 1 question. Now let's walk through each step using a real table example. And here's our example. We have two tables showing a world population data from 1950 to 2000 with prediction for 2050. And the task is summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. And you need to write at least 150 words. And our first step is introduction. And just like every other task 1, your job here is to paraphrase the question. Reword it using your own vocabulary and sentence structure. Never copy it directly. And here the original question, which says the tables below gives a distribution of world population in 1950 and 2000 with an estimate of the situation in 2050. And our paraphrased introduction is the table compares changes in worldwide population distribution between the 6 key regions from 1950 to 2000 with predictions for the year 2050. So you can see what changed. Gives distribution became compares changes in distribution, and an estimate of the situation became prediction for the year. It's the same meaning, just expressed differently. 1 or 2 sentences is all you need here. Keep it clean and move on. And now for the overview, your most important paragraph. This is where you identify the key trends from the table at a general level without specific numbers. Looking at our tables, 3 main features stand out. The main feature 1 is that the only region where the percentage is expected to increase by 2050 is Africa. The main feature 2 is that Europe is expected to have the greatest drop in percentage contribution by 2050. And for the last and third feature, the only region showing a fluctuation in percentage contribution over the whole time period is Asia. So your overview paragraph could read like this. The only region where the percentage contribution expected to increase by 2050 is Africa, while Europe is expected to have the greatest drop in proportion over the same time span. The sole continent showing a fluctuation in percentage contribution over the 100 year period is Asia. No numbers, just the big picture. That's exactly what the examiner wants to see in this paragraph. Now let's plan paragraphs 3 and 4. Just like with pie charts, tables can be either dynamic, showing change over multiple time periods, or static, showing only one snapshot in time. Our table is dynamic, covering three time periods. For this particular table, the best approach is to combine both trends and features to organize our paragraphs. Based on what we see in the data, we can divide the regions like this. Like for the feature 1 is Africa and Europe. These two regions show the most dramatic and contrasting trends. For example, Africa rising consistently, Europe falling sharply. They make a great pair to discuss together. And for the feature 2, Asia and the rest. Asia is interesting because of its fluctuation. Latin America, North America, and Oceania are relatively minor regions with smaller, stable shares that can be grouped together. This grouping makes your essay logical, well organized, and easy to follow. Now let's look at how these two groups are written out in full. You can pause the video and then read it by yourself. And for the vocabulary, since tables often compare data across different time periods or categories, you need strong comparison language. And this slide gives you everything you need. Let's break it down. For example, introducing differences. Generally, there is a significant difference or a wide disparity between A and B. Comparative structures to superlative structures. linkers, conjunctions for contrast, like however, in contrast, on the other hand, and so on, and then approximation language, everything that you should know. And the next slide is about language of change. Because our table is dynamic, spanning 100 years, we also need the language of change. For increase, rise, increase, grow, and so on. For decreases, fall, decline, decrease, drop, half, and so on. For no change, remain stable, maintain the same level, stay constant. For fluctuation, fluctuate between x and y. And you can also add some degree and speed modifiers to make your description made more precise, like a dramatic decline, a significant increase, and so on. And yeah, next. Because our table deals with percentages and population shares, you also need the language of proportion to express numbers in varied and accurate ways. Yeah. And that's actually it. Let's do one final recap of the 5 steps. The first one is you should analyze the question, understand what the table shows and what time period it covers, and then identify the main features. Look for the biggest changes, contrasts, and standout trends. The third one, write your introduction, paraphrase the question in your own words, and write your overview, describe the big picture without any numbers. And for the final step, write your detailed paragraphs, group regions or categories logically and support with specific data. Drop any questions to comments below, and good luck with your IELTS exam. See you in the next video.